and we'll be watching the Browns' creative quarterback. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Browns and the Titans on Monday Night Prime Time.
By many accounts, one of the most underrated home venues in all of the NFL resides in the heart of Nashville, Tennessee, and that's where we find ourselves at Nissan Stadium. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talked about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Just about set for football. Blake Grupe is ready to get us started. And off we go to wrap up a busy weekend of football. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. So the Titans set to go to work for the first time. And a look at a guy, definitely got a little razzle-dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB.
You know what I did in pregame? I made sure I touched him as he went by. I want a little bit of what he's got.
The golden arm from last week.
Oh, how much fun was that to watch that game tape, all right? The number of touchdowns, what was that, 5 last week?
Yeah.
But 0 interceptions. So you think he's due to throw a pick, but I'm betting they continues the streak in this game.
He steps out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage.
They'll run. This is Jordan Mason. And they'll get to him quickly here as he'll get a yard, just a yard to the 22. And this opening drive not going to plan. This is now 3rd and 13. They'll set up a throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have the Titans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now, Charles, with that completion, I'm told that puts him now over 3,000 yards passing on the campaign.
And, Brandon, I think we have to start to think about where we are in the season because right now, 4,000 is not out of the question. I think a big game or two, he's certainly capable of getting that done.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now back to throw. That pass taken in by Burks. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd down at a yard.
47-yard line.
They're going to look to throw. Toward the sideline. He will have the first down. Good catch. He was able to keep the feet in bounds.
5-yard gain on the play. And the Titans first down. 1st and 10.
They'll look to throw again. A short throw taken in by Okonkwo. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. That one's taken in by Spears. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. Again, he'll drop to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 32-yard line. A strong pickup of 11 keeps their drive alive. Solid opening drive so far, Charles. They've moved this football into field goal range, but you know that they want to cap this off with 6 and not 3.
Absolutely. As one of the better coaches in the league always tells me, on offense, I want to throw body blows all game long and finish it with uppercuts. Well, here are the body blows right now. He's hoping in one uppercut will take care of the end of this drive.
A short throw taken in by Okonkwo. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. Well, that's not just his first, not his second, already his 3rd completion here on the opening drive. And I think it's safe to say that getting him the ball in this game is one of their top priorities.
And the top priority for the defense has got to be finding ways to cover him. And I don't think you can have one basic coverage to get it done. You have to throw a number of coverages at him, make him think as he's running downfield, and hope you can create a little bit of havoc.
And it's complete right back to Ridley. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Second down and a little more than a yard here. In motion right is Ridley. Back to throw again. That's caught left side by Hardman. And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. Mecole Hardman with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Titans put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead. For quarterbacks, there are a number of ways to measure a good statistical season. This is one of them. That last touchdown pass, his 30th on the year. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. So that drive, 12 plays in length. And the result in the end, the Titans touchdown. Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. And they will be led out by their second-year quarterback.
You talk about the pause that refreshes. I think it's come at a perfect time of the year for them, hasn't it? You know, the season is starting to wind down, got a little bit of a break. But how about the guy calling the signals? He's got to be excited about that because now he didn't just get a game plan for 1 week. He's able to work on it for 2 weeks. I can't wait to see if they have anything special in store for him today.
Now 2nd and 9. They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. 2nd and 9 now. That's going to be caught by Judy. So the completion gets him just a yard. And 3rd and 8 now. And in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. They'll send Rodgers in motion right. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. And he'll only get this to about the 44 as they stop him short of the line to gain. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. The Browns send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. He'll send this up into the Nashville skyline, and it's a good one. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. The Titans offense led by their wide receiver headed out for their second possession. And as we play here in the month of November, he's putting together a campaign to remember. The NFL's leader amongst wideouts in touchdown receptions. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he'll lose yardage on this one back to the 13. So that one a disaster, a big loss there with 2nd down coming up. Oh, a pretty surprising suboptimal start to the drive there.
I like that, suboptimal to put it nicely, right? Because you would think that with all the time they had on the sideline prior to that one, they'd come up with a little bit better play than that one. That was a disaster right from the beginning.
Hand off to Spears. It's a 6-yard pickup to get him back to the original line of scrimmage with 3rd down coming up. Well, this defense for the Browns very strong in that victory a week ago.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defensive coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
That's a 1st down pickup for Tennessee on a gain of 10. Back to throw here. Cockrell holds it in left side. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. From the 38 now, here's 2nd down and 3. They'll look to throw. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Coming up here a looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Brings up third down and 3 yards to go.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on third down, forcing the errant pass. Fourth down coming up.
Now that's a good bounce back after giving up a touchdown on the opening drive. Just 1 first down permitted and then out. Obviously no loss of confidence with that defense, and now they get to turn it back to their offense.
They'll net only 35 here following a 43-yard boot, 8-yard return. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. And they were winners the last time they took the field, which was 2 weeks ago. They had the open week last week, so this is a squad that should be really refreshed and ready to roll.
I would agree, because when you get that open week after a victory, it does wonders for everyone. Obviously, your body get a chance to heal up, but your mind as well. You feel good about winning, so now you can get away from it for a few days, put down the playbook, turn off the film. Just be you. Enjoy that time away, and then you come back ready to go.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The start of the second quarter, and it's the Browns in control of the football. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll set up to throw. That'll be caught by Rodgers. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 12 more yards there and another first down.
First down at Cleveland.
They'll drop to throw. He's gotten a jump through over the middle. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on second down. From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. Good footwork at the 30. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Back to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
The fumble on first down. Now here's second down. Looking to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down. They'll look to throw here. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up fourth down.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on third down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. The home team's offense and their wide receiver getting set for this next possession. And he's been as productive as anyone in the NFL in the middle part of this season. The NFL's leader in receiving yards to this point, and he doesn't appear to be slowing down anytime soon. Over the middle, he has a Okonkwo. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. As long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Back to throw now on first down. Throw right side, caught by Ridley. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. Another nice Nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Again to Calvin Ridley, and he's got it once more.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
That's to the tight end, Waller. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed.
The tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Here's a 2nd and 5.
Second and 5 at the 34-yard line.
They'll set up a throw. Throw here taken in by Wiley, the tight end. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. And here's a give to Spears. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
First and 10 at the 27-yard line.
They go play action here on first down. Got his man, Okonkwo. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. A good down to possibly take a shot. And, in fact, they'll come up with an empty backfield on 2nd and inches. Completes it to Hardman. 50 catches for him now on the year. He's got a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme, and you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
They'll look to throw again. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Again, he'll drop to throw. And he comes back with one complete. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. Calling a gain of 6 on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint, down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He's going to drop this one down for Chubb. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Still going. And they will get him down, but not before he gets very good yardage there, as that will lead us right into the 2-minute warning. They'll look to throw now on first down. And the Titan defense steps up here, and down he goes. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. They go up the middle with Chubb. And he'll get across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down.
Well, the guys who are paid to make the tackles deserve some kudos there, but I think they deserve even bigger ones because in that situation, they had to be thinking pass. Loosened up defense, going to pass coverage. Instead, maybe they surprised them a little bit running the ball, yet they rallied to it and stopped them well short of a first down.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off. And he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt. The Titans offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
2nd and 3. And it's complete. Right back to Ridley. 7 catches for him now. And this last one, a first down. Now Tennessee going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. This pass going to be caught by Hardman. And the Titans will use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Back to throw again. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
And now a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 42. A good pickup there at 22.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. And he's going to get this inside the 30. So we're at halftime here on a Monday night as we'll head down to Orlando. That's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin up in the Still City, Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Aaron Rodgers strong in the victory as it pushes his guys back above the 500 mark on the year. From there, we head down to the Sunshine State to check on the Jaguars at home in Jacksonville. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Houston Texans. Travis Etienne, 75 yards on the ground. Finally, let's get you to Baltimore. Check on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting Atlanta Falcons. Lamar Jackson, outstanding again as his guys up their record to 10-2 now on the year.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. 10-0 is our score as we get started again on EA Sports. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. By no means certainly are they out of this contest. 2-score game start of the third quarter, but you feel like if they don't get points and then they give up points, then it can become a slippery slope. This feels like an important possession.
Yeah, and that slope becomes even more slick if you come away empty-handed on this drive, because then you give them a chance to extend their lead. You need some kind of points here, even if it's just a field goal. It's what I call one of those calming drives, try and slow things down a little bit.
And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line.
29. First down, Browns. 2 minutes remaining. 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 2
They'll look to throw here on first down. And that is incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
From the 35, here's a 2nd and 7. They'll drop to throw. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. Flushed out, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Harold Landry in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
2nd and 14. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. It'll go as a gain of 4. And that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards. They'll send a receiver in motion left. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
So many times we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
And this one is right through. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So they were facing the deficit coming out of the locker room at intermission, and at least they're able to get the field goal to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, now your offense feels pretty good about itself, right? A little bit more up to speed coming out of the break. You turn to your defense now and say, hey, we got 3 there. We're chipping into the lead. Can you help us out? Hold them. Let's get the ball back for us.
The Titans offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long. Over the middle, that's caught by Ridley. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good headed scheme going.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. They'll set up to throw. Finding Hardman here over the middle. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 32-yard line. That one good for a pickup of 15 for Tennessee.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the third downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the third quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. That one's taken in by Spears. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. From the 24 now, here's second down at 2.
Brings up second and 2 at the 24-yard line.
The tight end in motion right. Second and 2. And a quick throw here, that's complete. 63 yards receiving for him now. That last catch good enough for a first down.
First and 10 at the 18-yard line.
He'll look to throw. This one caught by Ridley. And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. Calvin Ridley, an 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Titans go up by 2 touchdowns. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is now 17-3. Following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Browns offense heading back out to take possession. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air. As we take you through some of the action from earlier, this secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. The Browns drive about to get started. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. And now we've got flags now. Looked like one of the Browns might have moved. They get Jack Conklin there, the right tackle. A false start backs him up 5, first and 15. They'll bring the tight end in motion right here. Back to throw. Pressure comes, and the Titans able to bring it down. There'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up Sackett. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
The home team's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. On first and 10, it's Spears. Eventually wrangled down before reaching the 20, but a strong run. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
And he will find Ridley on the left side. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
That's good for the Titans. First down. 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line.
Out of the gun to give to Spears. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 16.
Right back to Spears. Oh, able to avoid him. A tough run gets him just inside the 10 to the 9, but no further. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Nashville. It's the Titans. They've got the football. They'll be looking to extend their lead here as we begin the 4th quarter. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And the Titans are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Well, he gave one defender the slip, but others waiting in the wings and dropping him behind the line.
Well, this defense knows, they're well aware that they're down 2 scores, and they figure this is pretty much their last chance. They know if they give up a touchdown here, that ends it. Nice job on 1st and goal to push them the other way, but they have to be thinking takeaway right here.
They get only a yard there. Now it's 3rd and goal.
A gain of 1 yard on the play. It's now 3rd and goal.
Spears. Yeah, this is going to depend on his spot, but I believe he might be a few inches short. It'll be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave him with some options here on 4th and inches.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So that almost certainly the final piece to this puzzle, a 3-score lead. I don't think there's any coming back from there.
But you know, normally I'd get on you for giving up on the game right here, but I do think you're right in this case. This late in the game, 2 scores is tough enough. 3, I'm with you. That seems out of the question.
And they'll have very good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. Cleveland offense making their way out. They were coming off the extra week of rest, but this team started sluggish, and it really didn't get any better from there, and trailing big here in this 4th quarter. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Oh, good move. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a 1st down.
First down, Cleveland.
Up the middle, it's Chubb. Solid running on the carry, but still brought down just inside of the 40. 40 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. 8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor. And it's a 1st down. Back to throw here. Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to go down here and sack. They push him back to the 34. Kenneth Murray able to run him down for a loss of a yard.
But one thing I do know, these guys on defense, they don't want this game to end. They're winning by multiple touchdowns. They've shut down the opposing quarterback in a big way, and they're still picking up sacks as we approach the end of this one.
2nd and 11. That's complete over the middle to Stewart. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. The Browns on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. They'll set up a throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 13-yard line. Now they return to the ground game. Chubb. And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. Facing a 2nd and 6 from the 8. They're going to look to throw. Flush to his right. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the first down marker. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. They'll drop to throw. Touchdown, Browns. Amari Rodgers from 4 yards out. And the Browns are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you kept them out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
Group E able to add the PAT, and the lead is trimmed down to 10. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the Titans are going to recover the football. The risk-reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling. And whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
Now a play fake here on first down. A short throw taken in by Conquo. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Now 2nd and 5.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
Looking to throw. This pass going to be caught by Hardman. 7 catches for him now. This last one, the first down. And now a run with Spears. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
At the Browns' 33-yard line.
Delay of game, offense.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
Still 2nd down.
Spears with another carry. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. It's a gain of 4, but they're still looking up here at a tough 3rd and 11. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Titans in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for 1 more first down to help salt this one away. They'll run with Spears. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the first down. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. It'll be a 49-yard attempt from the left hash. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will extend their lead even further. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. So now the Browns down by 13, a little under a minute 50 remaining. Their offense has struggled all night, and now they need to find 2 scores late to try to pull this thing out. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked by Kenneth Murray, and to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. Well, there's a time and a place for everything. Down 2 scores late in the 4th. I get it. Now is the time to throw it downfield, but that one might just write an end to this ball game.
Yeah, I hear all the time how critical I am of play calls. Not in this situation. No other choice, really. Look at the clock, look at the scoreboard. Had to press it and take a chance.
The Titans now just about ready to take over. And a few kneel downs should come very close to finishing this one off, depending on whether or not we see any defensive timeouts. They still have 2, but using them would just be prolonging what's really already been decided. We've got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on first down. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. And they take a knee. Second and 11. Here's a run by Spears. And he stopped immediately there. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up.
No gain on the play. Leads to 3rd and 11.
So he'll take a knee here to wrap this one up, and he's going to want to keep that game ball. He was sensational. So this one, a Tennessee Titan victory. And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Error-free football, no turnovers at all, and they win it.
So this is one you don't have to convince your team that what you're saying is accurate. And you know what I'm talking about. Head coach always stands up in front of the team and says, guys, if we do this, this, and this, we'll win. And usually they say if we win the turnover battle, we'll win. Well, here's the proof right there. Win the turnover battle, go on to victory. Now the guys believe. You move on to the next lesson where you have to convince them this one is now planted.
So for the Titans, the win gets them back to 500 at 6-6 on the year. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Cleveland, this loss cost them in the playoff chase as they fall back to 7-5 on the year. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Tampa.
And I just put my drink down.